Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are again here for you, and in this lecture, in this vlog, we will discuss the subjects of international law and the second part of lecture 6. In previous lecture, we discussed the definition of international law, who is the subject of international law, and the essential element for subjects of international law, and other theories like Jure Gentium. And in this discussion, in this sitting, we will put before you the second part of this lecture, this question, and we shall begin with only the individuals are the subjects of international law. According to just Jure Gentium, the states are subjects of international law, and the pirates and slaves are also subjects of international law. But according to Keleson thought, only the individuals are subjects of international law. They can't consider states as subjects of international law. They were of the view that the rights and duties of the states ultimate binds the individuals, binds the citizens, binds the humans living there, and therefore they are the only subjects subjects of international law. Logically and realistically, this thought has a weightage, but according to precedent, practices, and professionals of international law, this is not acceptable, as the states are main and major subject of international law, like other subjects. And the same theory was also accepted in Nuremberg trial, in which the Nuremberg tribunal held that it had long been recognized that international law imposes duties and liabilities upon individuals as well as upon states. It was also observed that crimes against international law are committed by men, not by abstract entities, and only by punishing individuals who commit such crimes can the provisions of international law be enforced. Subjects of international law. The details of subjects of international law is as first one, the states. States be considered as the main and major subjects of international law, and they are the according to traditional and modern definitions, they are the only subjects of international law. Traditionally, it was considered they were the only subjects of international law, but in present day, in present scenario, the other subjects are also included in the list of subjects of international law. The second one is international institutions and organs. International institutions. What are the international institutions? The first one is the UN, United Nations Organization, is also the subject of international law. International Labor Organization, ILO, and other like international institutions which are considered under the international law as institute or institutions are also subject to international law. And the international law also regulates their relation with states, their rights and duties, and their relations with individuals and other international institutions. The third subject is the subdivisions of states. What is the subdivision? Subdivision means the divided part, or the allied part, or the extracted or abstracted part. And the examples are dependencies. In some cases, the small states are dependent upon large states or powerful states regarding their foreign affairs, their defense, and that dependent state or dependencies also considered as subject of international law and have rights and duties under international law. Same like the protectorates. Protectorates mean the states which have surrendered their certain rights to a large state, to a powerful state, regarding their protection, and that are called protectorates, and they are also considered the subject of international law. The condominia mean Lilliputian state, mini states, and they they are states, but they are mini states, but have all essentials of states, Therefore, the international law also recognize them and put them under umbrella of international law and provides them all legal protection. They are also considered as subject of international law. International and the next subject of international law, international non-governmental organization. Herein, the non-governmental INGOs, which are also subjects of international law, like the charity organizations or organizations which are working in climate change, which are working in research, which are working in space research and technology, but are not the institutes alive or affiliated with the nations or international law, but they are still considered as subjects of international law. Next one, multinational companies. Multinational company, what is multinational company? Multinational company means which company which is situated and centralized in one state, but have also its subsidiaries or its branches in other states, are considered as multinational companies. And international law gives them rights and duties, and also protect them. They are also considered subject of international law. National minorities. National minorities mean the minorities which are exist in a state but are not as a major part of the population of that country. Therefore, international law provides them protection and provides them rights, and the national minorities considered as subject under international law, and they can sue and in international law for their in international ICJ for their rights. Individuals, as we already discussed, individuals are also subject of international law, like the employees of UNO, employees of ILO, slaves, pirates, terrorists, and the human beings which are have been subject of torture. They also the subject of international law. The crime like genocide, like other that cruelties are also considered crime under international law, and the individuals are also treated as subject of international law. Non-state entities which are exist but are non-state, they are also subjects of international law. Insurgents are also considered subjects of international law because the international law also provides them certain rights and also imposes certain duties on them. They are considered as subjects of international law. In the end, we are putting off the discussion with conclusion that conventionally it was considered that only the states were the subject of international law, but with the passage of time the scope has been expanded, and the individuals, INGOs, NGOs, multinational companies, international institutes had become a part of the subjects of international law, and international law imposes rights and duties upon them. Thank you very much.